Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode 25, I believe, maybe 26, of Tales of Escuria. Let me check that right. Episode 25, I got it right the first time. Thank you guys for coming along to watch tonight. Just to say, before we get started, and before our normal announcements, apologies to anyone who was watching last week or has been watching on YouTube or Twitch VODs after the fact. We had some kind of technical issues that meant that the stream just went down random intervals. Thankfully, we managed to make it so that it mostly just kind of worked, but we did lose a little bit at the end of the stream. So I will be recapping that before we actually start, but it was only about kind of 5-10 minutes, so hopefully we won't have those issues again in the future, but thank you for bearing with us, and the fact that it had to be split into part 1 and part 2 for some reason. Sometimes streaming is a bit of a pain with this kind of stuff. So thank you for sticking with us. Also, let's go on with the announcements then. Just to say, as always, we are in association with and presented by Horsham Gamers. We are a local group who cover the whole range of gaming, through from tabletop and roleplay stuff like this, through to esports, board games, competitive gaming, anything you can think of. If it's related to gaming or nerd culture, we are interested in it too. And we'd love to meet some more of you. We have a lot of events that are coming up in the future. We have a creative event that is being run by our very own rogue here on Monday at Broadbridge Heath. So if you look for us on any of the social links down below, on the Discord, on Twitter, on Facebook, just search for Horsham Gamers and you can find more information about that. It's a really cool thing where you can just basically come along with any creative project that you want to do and talk with other people, get on with your project, and have a space to do something that maybe you wouldn't be able to do normally if you're kind of cramped up in a little flat or whatever. You get a little bit more space to lay things out. So please do pop along to that, and we'll be having, as usual, our digital events and our meet-up for drinks and all those kind of things coming this month as well. So we'd love to meet some more of you, and if you want to get involved in the community, we are growing very rapidly, and we'd love to meet some more of you. So, without further ado, let's get on with tonight's episode of Tales of Escuria. So, to recap what happened at the end of the last episode, after the party successfully dealt with an attack by some hook horrors, Vixen went down below into the her own quarters to pray to Lolth to try and figure out what was going on with the strange whispering that she was hearing whenever the moonlight spell was cast. And two things happened. First of all, Lolth told her that moonlight was not a spell that Lolth had given her, and it was coming from somewhere else, and that she did not want Vixen to be casting it anymore. And second, Lolth had a quick word with Vixen about disobedience and failing to do tasks that she was given, specifically relating to trying to get rid of Roku before they left Yokai previously. And as punishment for not completing the task as it was given to her, Vixen has been bitten by a spider and is currently racked with pain and will be unable to sleep for the rest of the night. So, we will come back on the second watch of the night. It is around about midnight-ish. The ship is continuing along its path with the midnight skeleton crew keeping it moving along. Who was taking the second watch today, guys?
I've got written down that Alicia and Vixen and I did the first watch, so I think
it would have been me and Elland.
Yeah.
Cool. So Elland and Odie, can both of you make perception checks for me, please?
Oh man, it's starting quickly.
Perception.
Wrong one.
Congrats, guys.
Wow, well done, guys.
Another one.
Okay.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
Interesting. Let's see.
How? Why?
This is how it's going to be today, huh?
7. Let's see.
I look like a panda.
7. Okay. So you guys are watching the edges of the ship as best you can, keeping a pretty tight watch. And for the rest of your watch, nothing particularly interesting seems to happen. Just kind of plain sailing. Is there anything you guys would like to say to each other during this watch, or just getting on with your jobs?
Puedes darles un poco más de voz.
Calis. Okay, I don't know. I don't want to like say anything in particular.
Okay.
Nice punch.
Oh yeah.
Last week's punch in the face.
Yeah, you punched the thing in the face.
Can you teach me how to punch people?
Uh,
I have really bad, like, arm things, and you know, I would like to do the punching things.
well, I don't know. I think like you have to plant your feet like firm on the ground,
Yeah.
bend the knee at the knee, the elbow, and shoot it. I don't know how it is. I think
Can I
it's
try? Can I try this?
with me. No.
Okay, I'll punch a beam then. I'll punch one of the. There's not a pillar, is there?
One of the
can, like-
masts.
Yes.
All right.
It's
Make
like, yeah.
make a strength check for me, please.
Oh god, no.
Oh lord.
Can you do a dexterity check? Because I want to supervise. Evaluate it, and I won't evaluate the strength. I would evaluate the fanciness. So how?
Oh, you're not going for strength. You're going for style.
Yeah.
You have stylish punches, of course. Okay, then make a dex check for me, please.
A dex check. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, for God's sake.
Okay. So, Odie, you stand exactly as Ellen showed you. You get, like, pretty much the exact same pose. And you go to try and punch this, like, the mast that's in front of you. And what happens is you forget that, you know, you kind of rotate as you go like that. So you manage to miss the mast. And then you manage to basically overbalance yourself to the point where you just fall on your ass.
Classic Odie.
Lovely.
To be fair, I'd rather that than have lost a mast.
Yeah, that's true.
That was okay. I mean, is the first time you try this, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll work on it. I'll
Okay.
work on it.
Try again.
Odie, can you roll a d4 for me, please?
Oh no.
How do I do that?
In the top left, click the dice icon. And
Yeah.
hover the dice icon.
Yeah.
And then click where it says D4. Oh my god!
Okay. From falling on your ass, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, okay. That was good.
Are you serious?
It's fine, you only took 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Could have been 4.
Yeah.
How do I do that? Do I do on current hit points?
Yeah,
Yep.
just reduce it by 1.
Good.
Oh no,
Lord.
that was the wrong one.
Okay. Would you like to spend the rest of this this watch practicing your punches?
Yes.
At some point, I will stop like supervising this, and I don't know if I remember correctly. Did I get the Mario family ring at the end? I think so.
Yes, you do have one.
Because I didn't have it written on the sheet. So while always like practicing like the I just go to the side of the ship, and like for the first time in the whole story, like put that ring on. And does it have like a sign or a symbol of the Mario family?
Yes, it has the crest. Give me a second. I think I actually have the crest somewhere.
Yeah, Odie's just gonna be in a corner, like sort of like, yeah, you could do this, man. You could do this.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it kind of has that kind of on it. If
Okay,
you guys can see
so yeah, I just use the ring and turn the crest like down to the inside to hide it.
Okay. Yep, easy
I think
enough
that's
to
it.
do. The ring isn't especially comfortable when you do this, but it's fine, and it's pretty well hidden. Kind of, it basically looks like you just have a pretty plain gold band on.
Okay, so yeah, that's it.
All right then. So for the last watch of the day, well, of the night, I'm assuming just Ellen and Odie again.
I think that's what we agreed, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Both make another perception check for me, please.
I'll do my best.
Nice.
You will.
Come on!
It's nice.
No.
Okay.
Come on, Ellen, up your game.
Cool. So the two of you spend the majority of the rest of the watch pretty uneventfully. Odie, at some point you get tired of having spent basically 4 hours trying to punch something. And as you're kind of proceeding along the edge of the ship, you spot something moving in the water.
Uh-oh.
Specifically,
Dear!
it's off kind of the starboard, so like the right hand side of the ship. You see what appears to be a shape that's kind of just below the waves that very briefly like crests out of the top of it and then dives back down under again.
Oh.
What would you like to do?
I will mention this to Ellen.
Okay.
Yo, Ellen. I think I saw something. What it kind of did the little like thing, like it was up and then it was gone. Like, should we look for it? Should we see if it's a problem?
The party's nature expert, everybody. It did the thing where it went like that.
Okay, Carrie's not a nature expert,
Yeah.
okay?
I know. Just wanted to point out.
He did the bobbing thing.
Like a dolphin.
Like a dolphin. Wait, do dolphins exist in Escuria? Because I don't think it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah,
Okay.
Do
no,
they?
yeah.
You're a druid, right? So you should know about animals. Does it look like something you've seen before?
Would I know if this is something I've seen before?
Do a nature check.
Make a nature check. You're well on the way to being a DM at this point, Orbin.
Hey!
Okay.
I just know that we always have to roll dice for everything.
Yeah, it's almost like that's how the game works. Okay. So you know that there are aquatic creatures that do this kind of motion, but you're not sure what it is. Like, you can narrow it down to like a few options from what you've seen, but it could be like any of them, and it could be a bunch of stuff you just haven't seen before, so you can't tell for certain.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm thinking in character, right? Odie's bored of punching things. Spent a long time on this ship. I think Odie, just to be exciting. Okay, I'm gonna transform into a shark and have a look.
oh.
Okay.
Can I stop you like 1 second?
Yeah, what?
You really decided to do this?
Wait, sorry, say that again.
Are you really decided to do this?
I'm pondering the idea, unless I
Okay.
have a very good reason.
But do you? Okay, so Can I tell that in your eyes that you're about to do this?
I'm like staring at the water. I'm like,
Hmm.
I feel like it right now.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, there you go.
I'm thinking, Ellen, that
Um,
I am a little bit tired of seeing a ship. I want to go exploring. I want to find out what this is.
okay. I think I have another plan in mind. So, do you want to play rock, paper, scissors, and decide who's doing the thing?
Gonna do an
Why can't both of
old-fashioned
us do it?
boulder parchment shears game.
There we go.
Yes, let's
Okay.
do this. How do we do this on here?
Literally, just do a game of rock paper scissors.
No, it's rock, paper, scissors, shoot. So on the shoot,
So, on
so
the-
rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and then we show the thing.
okay,
Yeah, so
To offset the lag, I will call out rock paper scissors shoot, and then you both go when I say shoot.
okay.
Okay.
So
Yes.
rock paper scissors shoot.
Ah!
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
From behind one of like the various different ropes, you hear just like one of the crew members go like, "Oh shit," and then just go back to tying the rope up.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Okay, rock paper scissors shoot.
Ah.
Okay. So, let's do this. I don't know if you've
Ellen,
seen...
can you turn into a shark?
No, but I just want to... I mean, this night I feel like empowered. So, I just want to try like new tricks.
Well, I
Uh,
guess you punched a thing to death, so I'm sure you're capable.
Yeah, but I don't want to punch things. I want to... Yeah, like that's my magic skills. So, Cal, can I use the arcane mimicry you have on your homebrew rules to copycat the moonbeam spell that Vixen casted before?
What did you say?
He wants to.
the spell
mimic
you'd
them.
seen when she did what she used fly before.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Right ahead.
So it's 1d6, right?
Let me see. Let me get it up a second.
Do I have to do anything?
I'm not really sure what's going on. I thought you said something about Moonbeam.
Yep. Roll a d6 for me, please.
Me or
No.
One. Okay, let me have a quick look at fly.
Okay. Sorry, Aldi.
This is already a really fun episode.
Okay. So
I'm asleep,
fly
so-
is 3rd level. So let me see. First of all, Odie, you start flying.
Okay.
That's the first thing that happens. Ellen, you stay firmly rooted on the ground. And can you roll a d4 for me, please, Ellen?
Okay.
Wow, it's going really well for you today, isn't it?
Okay.
Good lord.
You take 4 points of psychic damage.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, Odie, you are currently hovering uncontrollably in the air. Just like, almost as if gravity has just stopped working for you properly. You're just like, no, what? No.
Ellen.
Okay. I look
Ellen.
for the and I try to tie your like ankle to
Okay.
Hold me down! I
Make-
want it to be in the water, not above the water!
Make a strength check for me, please, Ellen.
Thank God. Stop me.
What are you doing?
this was even worse than
This is almost as bad as our attempt to get your stuff out of the ship.
Anything I do will always be as bad as getting my stuff out the ship.
Okay.
Hey!
Ellen, you're able to like make
I
it so
don't
that she
float.
isn't flying off into the air forever. Like you've got her like by the ankles and are holding her in place.
Okay, I want to tie a rope to the ankle.
Oh my God.
Tie only like a really big balloon around the ship. And And I will go for
Like a
the rest of the
balloon.
time here. Like,
Just
to
let me be a shark.
look for people
But you're
that
flying.
knows how to use magic.
I'll be a flying shark.
Yeah, but
Then you won't be able to breathe because you'll be in air.
yeah.
You will
See,
suffocate.
this
while
is
flying.
why Odie is the nature expert and not me.
Okay.
I'm just knocking the door at our like room or whatever. Like, Kayla, Vixen, are you there?
And hi.
But they are magic. You are there, what?
But I can just pick her like this and put her down.
That's true. She's hella strong.
Yeah.
Put her down.
Worst comes to worst.
Try again.
I don't know. But I can hold her
Okay.
while the other one's so
Okay, wake up.
I like roll over and like lift my arm up and be like, "What the fuck?
What do you want, Ellen?
It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Go away."
I'm tired and wounded.
Thing.
You can hear like from the window if there's any window noise.
Okay, the old woman is in trouble, isn't
Well,
What has she done?
I think it's my fault.
What have you done?
What have you done, Ellen?
I think that a spell backfired at us. So
Or just
please, God.
Someone come and put me down!
I just wake up and follow you.
Yeah, me too.
After about kind of 30 seconds, a very kind of like red-eyed looking vixen also like climbs up the stairs and is just like,
What have
I'm-
you idiots done now?
fine. So yeah, you guys get up onto the deck and you can see Odie kind of floating haphazardly, tied like a rope to one of her ankles, like floating above the deck. And you can see like two of the like deckhands are both just like standing there, like looking up at this and just being like, one of them just kind of like is like chewing on a toothpick, and the other one just goes, well,
Is she
that's
on
new.
my range? Like, can I just grab her?
Well, she's attached to a rope, so you can just pull the rope down.
Oh,
Yeah. She's pretty high up at this point. She's about kind of 40 feet in the air.
I don't know what 40 feet is.
It's quite high. You probably can't reach her.
10 meters.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I just
More.
grab the rope down.
Okay. It's easy enough for you to do. You can feel there's like a fair amount of resistance as you are pulling this rope down. And
Okay.
Odie, your ankle is not feeling very good. So yeah, you managed to get pulled down kind of like a little bit closer towards the ground. And at this point Vixen just kind of like wanders over towards you and just says, Ellen, why? Why? And she just like touches you, Odie, and she says, right then, I'll do it properly this time. And she casts fly on you and then lets the spell drop, and then you just fall to the ground.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, me too.
I think we have seen something moving on the water. Right?
Or something.
Yeah, that was why I was flying. We thought, okay, guys, so we thought I saw something in the water, right? It was doing the bobbing thing. And I was like, hey, maybe I should be a shark and find out. But no, Ellen wanted to have all the glory, and so he cast fly on me.
No, I didn't cast fly. Well, did I cast? I didn't cast fly. That wasn't my intention.
I just turn around to Ellen and be like,
Yeah,
You
let's
did
assume that
something.
you cast
You
fly.
did something.
I know I did something. Yeah, I tried to copy one spell, and it's not that easy. The ways of magic.
dude, we can't all sleep as quickly as you. Why did you do this while we were asleep? What did you see in the water?
Odie?
I don't know. It was just doing the bobbing thing. Like I couldn't really recognize it from afar.
But is it still there? Have you seen it again?
We were so consumed in who got to find out about the thing that we actually
So,
haven't tried to look at the thing
You
again?
didn't just stand there and try and spot it again.
No, we really didn't.
Nice. Maybe we should try that.
Yeah, that's a really
Yeah.
good idea.
You know how it happens. Just come and pick us. Like I need to sleep.
All right. I will stay here for 5 minutes and try and spot whatever it is with you, and then I'm
No.
going back to bed.
No. You need to go to bed. Ellen and we will stay watch. We won't do anything stupid. As you said, it's a lot harder for you guys to go to bed. So you know what? You go to bed. We'll
In the
handle
nicest
this.
way possible, Odie. I'm gonna stay with you for 5 minutes.
Behave, kids. Good night.
Night, Alicia.
Ellen, you ruined everything.
I know. You can still swim.
Where did you see this thing?
It was over the right-hand side of the ship. I'm just realizing what's going on. It's on the right hand. It was well under the water on the right-hand side. It was just over there. And then it did the bobbing thing. You know. I told you about the bobbing thing, right? Yeah, it was doing the bobbing thing, and yeah, it went. I haven't seen anything from that particular spot since.
All right, everyone spread out. Take a side of the boat and see if you can spot it.
Okay.
Yes, Captain.
And I'll just like slowly stumble over to one side of the boat and like, look in the water.
Okay. Kada, make a perception check. As you're looking over the side of the boat, doesn't seem to be anything in particular. Which side of the boat? Let's say there's the starboard side, the right side, the left side, the port side, and there's the bow, so the front. Who's where?
The bow, I guess I wanted to.
Okay. So when you're looking out kind of the front portion of the ship, doesn't seem to be anything ahead of you in the water. Odie and Ellen both make perception checks as well. And where are you? Are you on the left or the right?
I'm on the left.
I'm on the right.
Okay. So
Right, did I click on it? No.
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 I thought I did. There we go. Yes!
Okay. So Ellen, looking
Odie
at
has-
the right side and kind of the area where you've been looking before, you don't see anything anymore. Odie, over on the left side, you now see the shape again, and this time it is a bit closer to the boat, and it crests out of the water kind of a little bit more. You can get a pretty decent look at it. Make a nature check with advantage, please.
What does it mean by with advantage?
Roll it, and then you take
A
the better
higher
of the
number.
two. So 14.
14.
You recognise this. It's a whale.
Have you guys seen anything?
I saw a whale. Guys, this is magical.
Are you fucking
It's
kidding me?
It's so rare, guys. That,
I'm
you know,
going
we get
to
see
bed.
whales. No, you should come
Don't
and
do
see the whale.
anything stupid.
Come and see the whale.
No, I'm going to sleep.
It's a magical
just
time. I really think you should come
Head
and
towards
see the whale.
the trap
Don't
door
be a grumpus wampus
thing
and come and see the whale.
and like stomp all the way down the fucking deck and then like slam the door behind me.
I'm just behind her, like, I'm sorry. And the door in front of me.
Well, she's missing out on a good whale. So, on a whale of a time.
So yeah.
It's
This
been a long day.
this whale is just kind of keeping pace with the boat. Occasionally it kind of bobs a little bit kind of further away and then comes a bit closer. It never comes closer than like maybe 100 feet away from you. Like it's giving the boat like a fair amount of distance. So like it's staying kind of fairly close. Like for a whale.
So,
Are you communicating with the whale?
I am speaking whale. I am speaking whale. No, actually, legit. I can do speaking with animals. Can I do that?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
good.
I want
Oh,
this.
I thought you were legitimately doing it. You're the druid. Surely you should be able to talk to all the animals.
But
Hang
you-
on, I need to find-
it's
yes!
better than it looks like.
Okay.
Does the whale say anything to me?
It's not saying anything at the moment that you cast it on yourself. What do you say?
Hi. Are you having a good time?
Oh, kind of so. Just being a whale. Yeah.
What's going on in your life right now?
Oh, ups and downs. Literally doing the up and down thing all day.
The bobbing thing?
The bobbing thing. Is that a bobbing? I like that word, bobbing.
Bobbing is a really nice word,
I'm
isn't
going to
it?
keep that word. Thank you for that word.
Yeah. I hope you have a really wonderful evening. What's your name?
And you just hear like.
Can the rest of the people hear anything like in this conversation?
You can hear
Well, it's
Odie
very nice to
speaking,
meet you.
and you can hear the whale making noises back.
Yeah, we
So,
can only hear.
are you speaking with him?
You are interrupting my conversation with. "Woo."
Nice to meet you.
Oh, it's nice to meet you too. I haven't spoken to anyone in a little while.
Oh, that's not good. I do not have any other whale friends.
Well, I know there are some more somewhere here, but I haven't seen them for a little while.
Oh, well, if you ever need a pal, I'm here and I can speak to you. If you ever want to chat, I'm right here.
I'm like, Odie.
That's kind of you.
That's okay. I need to get back to my job now to, stay guard of this ship. But if I ever need you, I'll call you.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to bobbing.
You do that. Moo, moo.
Thank you.
Bye.
Farewell. Bob, 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 bob.
Epic.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, Ellen, I can speak whale.
Have you asked him about the lights, the weird lights we saw last night?
Oh god.
Yeah.
We have a question. And I just repeat what Ellen said.
The lights. I didn't see anything. I was very, very deep down yesterday. It's all very dark.
Okay, I thought. Do you know of anyone that might be doing something like that? Just because we're a bit worried.
I only know whales. And you now.
And I
We're
am honoured to
joking.
know you. Moo, moo.
Oh, that's kind.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll let you get back to your bobbing. Sorry to disturb you.
Okay. Bob, bob,
Bye.
bob, bob.
I'm sorry, I did try.
Yeah, it's okay. I thought, that he could have seen something.
You're assuming it's a he.
It, I don't know. Yeah, okay.
So a whale conversation later, it gets to around about kind of dawn, and you can see the ship is starting to kind of pick up with activity again. The captain walks out from her quarters, holding her wooden staff with her, and walks down onto the kind of the deck of the ship. He says, "Okay, well, is there anything that you want to report from last night beyond the the activities that I saw? Is there anything important?
I met a whale.
You? Okay, interesting. I am not awake enough for this conversation. I'm going to go and have some breakfast, and then I'm going to come back and we can talk about that. Okay?
Okay.
All right. She just kind of like turns around and heads back down towards the galley where breakfast is currently being served. Would you guys also like to go and have some food?
I would very much like some food right now.
that'd be great.
I would like to grab some food and go back to bed.
Okay.
Fair.
So, the rest of you, apart from Kada, head down on kind of the middle deck of the ship. There is an area near kind of the back, which is the galley. And as you're kind of sitting there waiting for waiting for some food to be brought out, you, in fact, Odie, Alan, and Alessia, can you each make a perception check for me, please?
So what I meant was, Cal, I'll come down to get some food and then grab some food and run
as
away.
in like after you've eaten, then
Yeah.
get back. All right. In which case, you can also make a perception check.
Okay.
Perception. Okay.
You already did it?
Yeah.
Oh, was that Alicia?
No, that was mine. The
Oh.
next one is
Okay.
That's me.
Okay.
Noise.
So, Alessia, after as you're kind of all sat there, there's some kind of fairly general chit chat conversations happening. Standard kind of ship talk, nothing particularly interesting. But you do hear from inside the actual kitchen area itself what seems to be a combination of various different pots and pans clanging very loudly together, and you hear a sound that's kind of like almost like, I'm trying to think of the way to describe this, kind of like gibbering, kind of like a, and it seems to be going back and forth as if there are two things which are making this noise.
Okay. I'm really hungry, so can I knock on the kitchen's door?
Okay, yeah. So you walk up and you knock on the door, and immediately this sound like ceases, and you hear what sounds like a pan that's just been dropped, kind of like clattering on the floor. And there's like a couple of seconds before you hear very light footsteps coming towards the door, and the door is kind of swung open. And looking down, someone who seems to come up to kind of about halfway up your shin. There appears to be a small green pointy-eared goblin with very sharp teeth, who just looks up at you and goes, "What want?"
Do we have to wait for long for that food? I'm starving.
I cook good. You wait.
Okay, man. Is everything all right in there?
Yes, everything fine. And you can see them behind him, what seems to be a kind of winged creature with a very kind of like long snout, almost like a very small, somewhere between a human and a dragon, kind of like flying around, grabbing pots and pans and like chucking them in various directions. It goes,
Okay.
"He's new. I'm training."
Okay, we'll wait.
Good.
Thank you.
Bye. And just kind of slams the door. And you go back to hearing the sound of...
Okay. Boys, I think we're going to have to wait for long for that food.
I don't mind. I'm not very hungry, so.
That's nice.
Well, we might as well go and sit somewhere while we wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There are a couple of tables which are just kind of laid out. You can see there appears to be like just fairly general ones. There also seems to be a table that's kind of small and fairly close to the kitchen. A small kind of round table, which appears to have the captain, Savar, and Lorenzo, the quartermaster. The three of them seem to be sat at this table, and they seem to be very deep in conversation about something.
Can we hear any of it?
Make a...
All of us?
Let me see. Are you trying to, like, sneakily see if you can hear something? Or...
Yeah, I'm. I am sneakily trying to like turn my ear and be like, "Oh, look at the ceiling."
Okay, make a stealth check for me, please.
All of us, or just...
Just Kada in this case.
Okay.
Okay. So you're able to hear kind of little bits of this conversation. And from what you can tell, this conversation largely seems to be Lorenzo and the captain basically arguing with Savar. And Savar is the bit that you kind of come in on, you can hear Savar saying, "I do not trust the new prisoner. I do not think we should be paying attention to his information. I still think he may have been behind all of this. I think we should just throw him overboard and be done with." And you basically have the captain just saying, like, "I will not throw innocent men overboard on my ship. If he proves himself to have done something wrong, then maybe I will consider it. But I will not have you just murdering people because you do not trust them. I mean, if we did that, we wouldn't have any crew left now, would we, Savar?" And Savar seems like very, like, taken aback by this. And she goes, "This is a good point." And just kind of, like, goes back to, like, angrily eating what appears to be, like, basically just a rat that she's got on, like, a plate. And she just kind of, like... So that's basically what you can pick up of the conversation. And then it goes to kind of fairly, like, bog standard, like Lorenzo going, "Okay, so here's like a rundown of the supplies that we got left. I think we should be able to do okay as long as we don't need too much of this stuff. We can maybe substitute." It just kind of goes to, like, standard ship business you would expect. Okay. After about kind of 5 minutes or so, there's a kind of hatch in between the kitchen area and the main food area, which gets like violently thrown open, and you can see standing behind it the goblin that you had previously seen, who now appears to be wearing a very, like, dainty chef's hat, is standing there, like, holding a spatula, and he just, like, shouts out, "Dinner served." And, like, you see people start lining up to go and get their food.
Yeah, I'm going to line up too.
I like go to line up, but I have confused face on and be like, "Isn't it breakfast?"
It's always dinner time.
It's
Somewhere.
always dark, so
True.
Yeah.
True.
it doesn't really matter. It's food time.
Can Odie be vegan?
Sure.
Yay, she's vegan.
Is
Okay.
she an
Good luck
origin
trying to find
of
food to
vegan?
eat on this ship.
So yeah, basically, Odie, you get up to, like, the hatch, and you can see what appears to be a kind of, like, meat stew, and there's, like, a very small amount of carrots which are kind of, like, on the side, as like a side vegetable, and you can see, like, the goblin, like, goes to pour out, like, a bowl of the meat stew for you, like, has the ladle, like, halfway to your bowl.
Sorry, can it just be just the sauce and the carrots?
I'm sure the sauce is really vegan.
I'm making a compromise, okay?
Okay. You can have just sauce and carrot food. And just kind
Thank
of, like, pours you out, like, a tiny amount of the sauce from the ladle. You see there's, like, a little bit of meat that got onto the ladle as well, so he just, like, grabs it with, like, his bare hand and just, like, puts it back in the pot.
That's That's nice.
Can't
Can I,
wait
say,
to have
can, I,
this.
can I have her ration of meat?
Sorry?
I will need it.
Okay.
I've got to eat somehow. I've got to eat something.
So yeah. He gets like basically like 2 bowls worth of food for you, Alessia, and is just like, you're hungry.
Thank you.
Good.
I like this person.
So yeah, you guys sit down to eat this food, and it is surprisingly good.
Mm.
Like
I'm glad.
you detect it's not just like random meat gruel like you like would have expected from looking at it. You detect hints of maybe seasoning and spices in it.
What?
This is the
someone
best
actually
damn
put
seasoned
effort
carrot I've
into
ever
it.
had in my life.
Hey, chef!
What?
This is good!
Of course, I am gourmet.
Is that your name?
No,
Oh.
Can we call you that?
if you want. My name Diego.
Yeah.
Diego.
I like Diego. That's a good name.
Really good one.
You're a cool person, Diego.
Well done, Diego.
Thank you. I
I'm
am
looking
cool.
forward for the next meal.
Me too.
Good.
Have you been cooking?
Well, this took 25 minutes.
No. In your life, like your career.
Oh. 2 year.
Well done for a 2-year career.
I am old goblin. I die soon. I have perfected my art.
Why are you guys laughing at that? Jesus.
It's very morbid at a very sudden time. That is comedy.
All right, fly McSharkface.
Okay. Okay, Diego. It's really nice. Do you have, I mean, you said that your life is short. Do you have any dreams for the future?
I have one dream where I get eaten by shark. I do not like dream. I like cook.
I look at Ollie, like,
Why have I had dreams about this too?
That's creepy.
I mean, that was meant to be a joke, but that was terrible. Okay. I'll let any sharks know to not eat you.
Thank you. You are a good person.
Thanks, you're a good person too.
Indeed. I
And
am.
a good cook.
I am a better cook than I am person.
10 out of 10 would recommend cooking, but maybe not friendship.
10 out of 10 on TripAdvisor.
If you
Kayla,
give
10 out
me
of 10 on
5-star
ShipAdvisor!
rating, if you could rate me on Just Eat, it would be really good for my exposure.
Sure, leave me a form and I will fill it in for you.
Kayla, do you
Yeah?
want to sit with the captain?
What, sorry?
Do you want to sit with the captain?
No, I'm happy to sit with you guys.
Okay. Okay. I thought we could ask them like how long.
We can sit all with them if
Yeah, that's my thing. Like,
Oh, I see. I don't know. The table looks kind of small. We can try, but I mean, we haven't had a chance to just sit and chat for a while, so maybe we could just sit and chill with dinner, breakfast, this meal.
I'd like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
At around about this point, Vixen kind of wanders up the stairs. You can see that she is very, very frazzled. She has kind of bloodshot eyes. And you can see that she... actually, each of you make an insight check for me, please.
Are you kidding? The one
no.
thing I'm the most at.
Oh no!
I have 7 wisdom! 7!
Whew. So, Alessia, you notice it first. She seems to be wearing a glove on her left hand. And she was not wearing a glove at any point before when you've seen her. And she
Very
seems to
good.
be making an effort to kind of like cover up that arm a little bit.
Mm. Are you alright, Vixen?
Yeah, fine. I'm fine.
You were feeling a bit troubled last night. Had you had a good night's sleep?
No, but I'm fine. Yeah. It's the trying to decipher the thing is it's getting to me. Yeah.
You know
I-
you can talk to us if you need to, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I just want to get this done and figure this out, and it'll stop bothering me, and then I think I'll be fine. Yeah.
So I like
Do
pull her
that.
to her table and like give her my plate of food and sit her down and be like, have something to eat.
Yeah, can I just do that on her, like comforting her and say, we're here for you.
She just kind of like nods, doesn't seem to react particularly, just takes a couple of like disinterested bites in the food. Or just kind of like she has like maybe a third of a portion and then just kind of like pushes the bowl away from her and just says, I need to get back to work. Let me know if you need anything. Yeah.
Odie, do you know anything about medicine?
Me?
Yeah, you're a druid, right?
I can make a medicine check.
Like
Check.
herbs.
You like her?
Game master, do I do a medicine check?
Yeah, you could do a medicine check to get like a general idea of how much you know about medicine, I guess.
Where is the medicine?
So I'm just like,
I'm quite good at the doctoring.
she's sick, maybe.
Are you whispering that?
Yeah. Well,
Yes, we are.
I'm not role playing this very well. The thing is that I don't want to metagame, but does this conversation with Alessia and Vixen sound weird to me? Like suddenly she feels bad.
I'd say with 11 insight, like basically all of you at the table except Odie know that there is something kind of off with Vixen. Alessia, you're the only one who's like made a connection that it's like maybe something to do with the glove on her hand and her like hiding her arm, but everyone else you're just like, she seems off today. She seems tired and weird.
I don't know her well enough.
Yeah. You're just like, this could just be Vixen.
Okay, but
I don't really want to know, don't know if I want to ask her the glove. Can I just say?
that's your thing.
Yeah. Are you injured? Why is the glove about?
She kind of like puts her hand under the table and just says, no, I'm not. I'm fine. I need to get back to work. I'll see you later." And she very kind of like abruptly like gets up from the table and like walks back below decks.
That's strange.
I look at her like going like really serious, like not being as silly as I've been the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is strange. She doesn't look like our Vixen. What do you think it could be?
With 14 insight, there's clearly something up, but I don't really know.
I don't know. You know what I don't like about her. So,
I don't know. What is it?
do you know how priests work?
How what works?
Priests.
So she's a priest.
Yeah, she's a
Oh,
priest.
priests. Right, got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently today, someone has said to me that we can't say the S's
Okay.
because we are Spanish.
Oh yeah, it's okay.
I mean, I can understand you fine. So yeah,
You're fine. It's cool.
it's just because your
So,
mic is a bit
priest.
weird.
Is it?
Well, it's a bit boomy, so it's difficult to get some of the consonants. It's fine. Continue.
So, do you know how priests work?
I am aware of the priesthood.
So,
Explain why you don't like it.
okay, there's like the old good arcane magic, and I feel like I really doing some lights, like and
So-
there's what?
So it's not that you don't like Vixen, you just don't like religion?
I could say that I don't like religion, but by itself is not bad. I don't like what gives those kind of people like priests their power, you know. And I like point to the not heaven because there's nothing above.
I don't know. I suppose in my experience, a kind of religious figure where I'm from, she's kind of seen as this really awesome person that gave us freedom. So I guess it depends on the person that you believe in or entity and how you plan on using that power. So, I mean, so far, Vixen hasn't tried to kill any of us yet. Has she? Has she tried?
I look at the other girls like
Not anything that we're aware of.
So, like, she's cool.
she's cool, but I don't know. You have heard about Lolth?
What? What'd you say?
If you have heard about Lolth,
Love.
she's
Love her god.
the Spiral Queen.
Oh, God. I don't know.
Can you go further with that?
I don't want to screw up the story behind the like the kingdom, but well, she's like the goddess of all
You can just.
drows like me. We had some power from her, and we can say that she likes the worst methods to achieve things.
Hmm. Okay. At the moment, I don't have anything to retort with, but I don't know. I don't know her well enough yet, but
I have a question. Isn't Odette a drow?
No,
Oh.
she's an elf, right?
Yes,
I
she is.
am a Shadowkai, so like a shadow elf.
But
Oh yeah, I'm a Circle of the Moon druid. I'm a druid.
yeah, but in terms of
Nice.
elf,
She is not a drow.
okay.
Yes, I'm not that.
Okay. I had it mixed up.
That's fine.
To be fair, it would be an easy in-character like mistake to make as well. They look very similar.
Okay. Oh, okay. Can I just think like, oh, I thought you were the same race.
So that's
Oh
the
no, I'm a druid. They're different things, but I understand. People do get it confused. I got called a drow all the time on the pirate ship I was on.
I'm
It wasn't a
sorry.
fun time correcting them.
Didn't meant to compare you to anything.
Oh, it's fine.
Mhm.
I've been told worse, so
okay. So I don't know how do we find out about this? Do we
What
force
matters
her
now?
to get
I don't think it's
the
gonna
glove?
work. I don't think it's gonna work, and it's not. I don't want to use force on her. If I think we should let her do her thing, like for a while, and if we see that she might be in trouble, then just keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
And
With Alicia.
Yeah, I
let
agree as
her
well.
do her thing.
Okay. But Keira, could you have your rat watching at her? I mean, not
Yeah, I can.
invading her privacy, but if something would happen, we will know. It's your decision. It's your
I'm really sorry, my signal is going up and down. What did you say?
that if you can have your pet,
Following her.
yeah, like following her.
Oh, okay.
It's sort of keep an eye on her. It's just observing from the distance.
Okay. I will tell him to not like. I don't want to. I mostly trust Vixen, and I know that if she found out that we were doing this, she would be really pissed off, and I don't want to piss her off. So I will have him follow her, but not so he can overhear what she's talking about or anything. It will just be a case of he can see what she's doing.
Yes, that's what I was meant.
I agree. We're a team.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to break her trust that much.
Okay.
No, of course. Just observing her from the distance and see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, can you make a stealth check using Bart's stats, please?
Yeah. What is stealth? Dex, right?
Dex.
Can we have advantage? Because Vixen is sick and she's not feeling well. And the fever is
I'd say that's
affecting
that's a fair thing. She is she's pretty frazzled. She currently has a point of exhaustion, so she's at disadvantage to pretty much everything. So I'd say giving you an advantage to the rat stealth. Yeah.
Good.
She Bart goes back down and kind of like follows her to the point where he's kind of like on the top of the stairwell that leads down into kind of like your guys' quarters, and can see that she is she's sat down kind of next to her hammock, and on top of a barrel she's got like the sheet of paper with the kind of encrypted note on it, and she's in the middle. You can see that she's got like piles and piles of parchment and like strewn around her. You can see that there's various different like bits of paper, some of which have been like screwed up and chucked on the floor. And she's in the middle of kind of like staring, like she's got like she's kind of got crazy eyes going on of her like staring at this piece of paper and like scribbling things and like muttering to herself and then going like no. And she like picks up one of the pieces of paper that she's looking at, like scrawls it out and like chucks it on the floor, like picks up another one and keeps going. And she's just like, makes sense. Yeah. She seems to be working on the note like she said, but she seems to be really, really messed up.
We still don't know that, so
I'll get Bart to like report back to me periodically and stuff. So when I get this information, a few minutes later, I can sort of reiterate it to you guys and sort of say, does anyone know anything that might help like knock her out or something? Because if she's not slept, then she's not going to get any better.
do we Odie, do you have like any sort of way of doing like some sort of like sleeping potion, or is there any way that we can talk to somebody in the ship that might? She deserves sleep, so.
I'll go and talk to the captain. She might have an idea. But yeah, and if you've got anything ready.
Let me have a look at my equipment.
I mean, yeah, I can bash her around the head and knock her out, but that's probably not the best way to do it.
No.
What's a mess kit and a tinderbox?
Tinderbox is for starting fires. I don't know about a mess kit.
Oh.
Mess kit is just you got some food.
Oh.
And maybe the knowledge on how to make something that can just send her to sleep.
Yeah.
Should I make a knowledge check?
It would be a medicine check. Make a medicine check for me.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So you're
Dr.
aware
Odie
of,
is here to help.
You're aware of a few like various different herbal remedies, like where the intended effect of them is not to make someone go to sleep. The intended effect is to like heal them of a poison or whatever, but has the byproduct of probably making them go to sleep. So you feel like you'd be fairly confidently able to, if you had the right ingredients, make a something that could function as a sleeping draft.
Okay, we will have to talk to our friend the chef.
Yeah.
Cook it.
Do you think what you need, you will be able to find it in a kitchen?
What do I need from the kitchen?
With medicine check, you know that the thing that you are basically looking for is you are looking for poppy seeds, so you can essentially make opium. But
I can make cocaine!
that is the opposite of what you want right now.
Yeah, that's not really the effect we desire.
Oh no, our friend isn't sleeping.
Fight fire
Let's give her
with fire!
cocaine.
No, Odie.
Let's keep her awake for 3 days.
Bad Odie.
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But yes, I'll need the poppy seeds for non-class A drug purposes.
Okay.
Um,
You know, it's possible they might be in the kitchen. It's not likely.
I might as well ask.
Mm-hmm.
No harm in asking.
Okay.
okay, should we go, Odie, to ask our friend?
Yes. Let's do that.
It's probably worth it. He might know if there's something that supplies, if not in the kitchen.
Yeah. So we walk to the kitchen and knock to the door again.
Okay. When you get back to the door, you can hear the sounds of like clattering pots and like jabbering back and forth. This time you can also hear the sound of sloshing water. You assume they are probably washing up. Simultaneously washing up and having an argument, you assume. After a couple of seconds, the door opens up again, just like a crack, and you can see this time you can see Diego, who appears to have like soapy water like across some of his face. He's just like, I'm busy, what?
Sorry.
Yeah, you go for it.
I just wanted to ask, if you're alright, do you have any poppy seeds by any chance?
Puppy,
Yeah, poppy seeds.
why?
So we have
Seasoning purposes.
We have a friend that might need a good sleep, and I think the poppy seeds might help.
I look. And he just like slams
Thank
the
you.
door. We'll do a luck check for this one.
Oh god.
Who's
Who's
luck?
feeling lucky?
Okay. So he comes back to the door, and he just kind of like slides it open, and he just says, "No, puppy."
Damn it!
Oh,
That's alright. We
Is there-
thought.
Yeah.
maybe he knows about another kind of remedy.
Yeah, see if he asks. If he knows.
Yeah. So, one of our friends, it's hard to rest, And we're thinking maybe there could be some sort of remedy that could help her sleep. Do you know something?
Yes, I know good remedy. Old remedy I use many times.
Which one?
Maybe
He
get
leaves.
some
Alcohol.
He comes back with a bottle of whiskey.
Well, I don't know if that's a good. If
I
she
don't
would
think it's a good
be
idea.
like
To be
that.
fair, they use it for babies, so it must be fine for someone who has had no sleep at all.
Excuse me, who
Yeah.
feeds their baby a whole bottle of whiskey?
Not a
Not
whole bottle of whiskey.
Oh, right.
No, my grandma
Put it on
used
the
to do it
pacifier or whatever,
with her
yeah.
kids. She would nurse them with a little bit of whiskey before going to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
so
they
when
didn't
they
cry
went
the
to
whole night.
happy.
Gonna be good for
Basically,
teething as well, apparently.
Diego is holding up this bottle of whiskey. It seems to be a pretty heavy bottle, and he's just like, "You drink the whole thing, and if they are still awake, whack."
We
Yeah,
might
Works
not do
every time.
that. We might not do the
I-
whacking thing.
I think the whiskey should be our last resort. I feel like we should try and find a more healthy way to get her to sleep.
Should we just take the whiskey, say thank you to him, and try to find something else? If it doesn't work, we still have the whiskey.
Or we can give it back.
Sure. Oh, OD.
Or we can make a party afterwards and just drink it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think we'll give it a go. But yeah, thank you.
Okay. If you use, you owe me a bottle of whiskey when we get to port.
Okay, that's fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
That seems fair.
He kind of like closes the door again, and you can hear once again just the sound of like from behind the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are we saying that we've eaten at this point? Like, we didn't really ever say, oh yeah, we'll sit down and eat now.
I'll assume you've been
Presumably-
eating as this conversation has been
Okay,
going.
cool.
Yeah, the majority of people seem to have kind of finished their meals and started to go about the day. You can see that Lorenzo and Savar have both gone off to their posts. The captain is still kind of sat now with like her feet up on the table, and she appears to be kind of like leafing through a book.
I might just go and sit with her and say, how long does she think that we've got until we reach port?
She kind of like she continues to like flip over the pages and like continue reading, but she just kind of like without looking up at you just says, maybe another 3 days. Depends on weather, currents, lots of things. Should be 3 days.
Okay.
And just as like you're about to head off, she's just like, "Oh, I haven't forgotten about your request. I am looking into this Karina Krieve, as you asked me to,
Thank you, I appreciate it.
of course."
Can you ask her about a remedy?
Yeah, I could do. Also, Captain,
Yes.
as you've probably seen, our friend is suffering a bit and really needs to get some sleep. We wondered if you knew any remedies, any spells or anything that you could possibly help us with.
I don't have any spells myself necessarily. I did have a personal supply for such eventualities, but we did end up using it on our below decks guest. He was
Yeah.
quite restless when we brought him on board. I thought it was prudent to sedate him for a while, so that kind of ran out my supply of that for now.
Mm-hmm.
I just had one of my spells is good berry.
Mhm.
Could I just not make a berry that can make us sleep?
No, not how good berry works. You make a berry that makes her not need to eat for the rest of the day and maybe gives her some hit points, but that's what you can't make her sleep using it.
Mend her insomnia. That's how it works.
Yeah. So, yeah, the captain just kind of goes back to flipping through this book. You notice just as you're about to leave that she's not actually holding the book. She's just kind of like flipping the pages. The book just seems to be like hovering in front of her slightly as she turns the pages.
So, does she know about anything else that we could potentially use? That's not whiskey and a bash over the head.
Nothing that I can get my hands on here. If it's still a problem when you get to port, there's probably more you can do, but
Okay.
no. Unfortunately, we don't have a ship's doctor anymore. They left it a couple of trips ago, and we haven't got a replacement yet.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Of course. Now, go guard the ship or whatever.
Alrighty. Come on, gang.
Hopefully, I can meet another whale.
So you guys head up, and when you go back above decks, you can see that the skies have darkened quite significantly, even more so than normally. You can see what appears to be kind of dark grey storm clouds approaching.
Oh no.
None of the crew seem to be particularly phased by this. They just kind of keep going about, but it seems as though your course is taking you towards these storm clouds.
Goody goody gumdrops.
Well, what do?
Yeah, what even is there to do on the ship?
We can play a game
Like what?
like cards game.
Has anyone got any cards?
Yeah, I think so. That we can get some.
Yeah, there must be some in the ship.
This is a ship. There's at least like 12 packs of cards around somewhere. Yeah, it's not too difficult for you guys to get your hands on a pack of cards.
Alright, yeah, might as well then.
Yeah.
We can just sit on the deck and play some games.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys kind of like start dealing out to play this game, the captain kind of like comes upstairs and just goes, "Ahem. Whilst I am not averse to you passing the time as you wish, I would prefer that at least one of you actually be on lookout, you know, like I hired you for. At
Okay.
least one.
Okay, I'll do it. Don't worry, I'll do it.
Okay.
Is that wise? After last night.
Well,
What
I'm
happened
trying
last
to.
night?
We can't cast fly on someone.
Nothing, Captain. Nothing happened last night.
I'm...
But maybe I'll go and watch it and you can play some cards.
No. Let me go. And I just take from my pocket the spyglass I got from the other ship. If there was a spyglass, I don't know. I just made that up.
Yeah, sure. No. There is because you found a bunch of the like astronaut the navigation equipment. Yeah, there's
And I
definitely a
just
spyglass.
climb to the. Well, I don't know if there's like a watch place on the top of the mast or something like that.
Yeah, there's a crow's nest.
So yeah, and I just sit there like watching.
Okay. Ellen, make a perception check. I'll say with advantage because you've got the spyglass.
God, thanks.
Okay. So you're looking out to sea, and sure is a lot of water. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You can see there's water in the ocean. There's water in the clouds. Just a lot of water.
Okay.
Let me see.
You can sing us a song
Come on, I'm watching.
while you watch.
I know.
Ho ho.
No, I feel like he needs to concentrate on watching.
Also, we can't sing
Okay.
any shanties.
Yeah.
What's
Oh,
it
yeah.
from?
Oh, canciones de mar. And I want like to be specifically watching. I won't do like anything. I'm like trying really hard to pick something, but
Okay. So for the next kind of hour or so, the ship is moving at a pretty decent pace. You guys find yourselves kind of within kind of the storm. Occasional bouts of lightning kind of strike the sea around you. The sea itself stays fairly calm, but there is heavy rain beating down on the deck, and you are kind of surrounded by a fog which cuts down your visibility fairly considerably. At one point, Elland, yes, Robin.
Sorry, I was just going to say, as the weather gets worse, Caleb might suggest that more of us go and watch and less play cards.
All right then.
I'll play Snap by myself then.
hmm.
I'm kidding.
You can if you want. I just think that if we can't see as well, like
Yeah,
more
we
of us
can
is
just
probably
walk
better.
around.
Okay.
Sorry, Cal.
No worries. In which case, Alessia, Odie, and Kada make perception checks with disadvantage.
Oh,
Did I click? No, I did not.
no.
Apretar cosas también.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
You know what? Sometimes Carrie hates Odie.
It's not Odie, it's Roll20.
Okay.
But it's Odie's luck. Anyway, sorry.
So each of you are trying your best to kind of keep an eye on the borders of the boat. But unfortunately, the fog is growing ever thicker, to the point where the kind of lanterns that you have hung give out kind of there's kind of like a visible ring of light around them, where kind of it shines out into the fog and then kind of stops breaching it properly. You're able to see kind of well enough that you can see from like one end of the boat to the other. Like you can see from the front to the back, but not much besides. And then when it gets kind of further out away from the lantern light, it's basically just pitch black. Yes.
Don't I have dark vision or night vision though?
You do.
Yeah, so do I, but it's not dark, it's fog.
Yeah,
No.
it's an obscured area, not darkness. So yeah, you're only able to see kind of as far as the light will allow you to in this case. Your dark vision aids you slightly, but there's still a lot of fog.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally there are kind of bouts of lightning that strike the sea nearby. There's one or two pretty close calls with the mast, but the ship manages to continue sailing, and through some very very careful navigation on the part of the captain and the navigator, you're able to maintain a steady course. But it is hard work keeping this ship kind of going in a straight direction at any given moment with no visible landmarks around you. The seas begin to grow kind of choppier as you go. And Kada, you swear for a brief second when one of the lightning strikes hits kind of slightly far from the distance, you can see what looks like a tower.
What?
Tower.
Okay.
Whereabouts are we on the map at the moment?
Let me show you.
We've got a thing, but it hasn't moved for like 2 episodes.
You're about here.
Cool. Which direction is the tower in?
It is in this direction.
Okay. I mean, I guess I'll try and peer through the fog, but I'll sort of nudge whichever party member is closest to me and be like, I swear I just saw a tower over there.
Who would like to be that party member?
Who wants to be close to me?
Vixen.
Jesus,
No, I
don't all
can't.
jump at once.
Vixen's
Fuck.
downstairs.
can't-
Well,
I can't be close to you.
Okay, cool. So I'll nudge Alicia and be like, I swear I saw a tower there. Can you see anything through this fog?
Do I have to do another perception check?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Oh dear. Roll 20 is not on our side today.
All you
can't
see
see
is
anything.
fog.
Well, can you transform into an owl and go check? You went on adventures last night, right?
I
Did you
can't
not?
transform into anything.
No, only.
Oh, well, I'm talking to Alicia about this at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey guys!
Can we
Come here!
read it about role-playing?
Yeah,
hi. What's
the
cracking?
thing. There's a tower. Can you see it?
Is it
Do
doing the
another
bobbing
perception
thing?
check. No, it's not doing the bobbing thing.
Perception check, yeah.
Yeah. And you, Ellen. See if we can see it.
I don't even
What
need
did
to be the
you-
GM anymore. Kada just decides what's
Sorry,
happening.
man. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I would have asked for it anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
I want them to actually look for it rather than just be like, no, I can't see anything.
Okay. So, Odie, you're kind of like trying your best to peer through the fog and see kind of far off in the direction that Kada is mentioning, when there is another lightning strike, like two kind of in quick succession, both of which give off the outline of what definitely seems to be some kind of like large structure that seems to be kind of coming vertically out of the middle of the ocean.
Can confirm, Kada. Can confirm. I definitely saw a tower. Over.
Okay.
That is not how Odie said it. I'm just trolling. Yeah, I think I saw something there.
Okay, you guys stay here and see if you can spot it. I'm going to go and talk to the captain.
How far it was?
You think it's difficult to tell from the kind of scale of it. It could be like a kind of medium-sized structure that's like a few hundred meters away, or it could be something considerably larger, considerably further away. It's difficult to tell.
Kada, do you want me to fly up and have a look?
I don't know if it's worth it because of this weather. I would worry that you would get blown away.
No,
And
that's only
also-
because of Elland.
Also, it could be miles away.
Yeah, okay.
Let me go and talk to the captain and see what she says, and then we can discuss.
Sure.
Burp.
So you head up towards the kind of the rear portion of the ship, and you can see standing at the wheel is the ship's navigator, who is kind of trying their best to keep the ship as close to upright as possible against these choppy waters. And you can see the captain has their own spyglass and is kind of like sweeping kind of left to right, appears to be kind of like looking up towards the sky occasionally, before kind of like folding it away and just going, "It's damn rain. Just keep it going straight as you can, Lara. Just keep it moving." Yes, Kada.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I sort of turn away from the rain to try and like shield our conversation. We've just spotted some sort of structure down towards the south, and we have no idea what it is, but wondered if you knew, because there doesn't seem to be anything on the map.
A structure.
Yeah, it looks like a tower of some sort, something.
I have not heard of anything such as this in my travels before, and I have done this route many times.
Hmm. I like turn and sort of point in the direction it was. It was out there. Both me and Odie saw it. Is it always this foggy when you pass through this bit of the sea?
No, this is well, if I were being suspicious, I would call this unnatural.
Hmm.
But sometimes the weather down here is unpredictable, you know. Things like this happen.
Okay. I feel like we are gonna want to know what it is. Is there a chance that we can take a slight detour?
Slight maybe. We can try and get a little bit closer. I
How far do you think this fog goes?
Oh, this is going for at least 10 miles in each direction now. This is a large storm front. We are
What
kind of
is-
in the thick of it.
The scale of 10 miles on the map.
That's a good question. Give me a second. Where's the ruler?
Kilometers.
Yeah, it's currently measured in kilometers. Let me see. How many miles are there in a kilometer? I can't remember.
No idea.
I've no idea. What did you say? 10 miles?
Yeah.
10 miles.
10 miles in km is
8.
16.0934.
Okay. So, like, in terms of the scale of this map, basically nothing.
Okay.
Like, literally, if I move, like, a single pixel along, it's, like, 50 kilometers.
Sure.
So, like, it's not, like, it's not massive, but it's massive enough for you to be in the middle of it.
Yeah, sure. I'll just sort of say to the captain, do you have any experience with sailing south of here? Like, if we were to go south, would you be able to navigate through whatever it is?
I mean, depends how far south you mean. If we're just going a tiny bit, it should be okay, but I haven't really been much further south than our current heading. I've had no need to.
I just wondered if we could try and clear the fog and see what it is. And
We can certainly try, but you say it. Hang on, let me have a look. And she kind of clambers down onto the kind of the lower deck area where the rest of you are.
I'll follow her.
And she tries to kind of like gaze through her her spyglass for a few seconds, and after 20-25 seconds of scanning the horizon as best she can, she just folds it away and says, "Can't see anything. This damn fog. One moment, idea." And she runs back up into her quarters, and you can see her kind of like shoving her furniture to kind of the sides of the room and sitting down in her her circle. And after about kind of 2 minutes or so, she comes like running out, and she says, "Okay, yes, I've seen it. It is not a man-made structure. It appears to be natural of some kind. It is made of some kind of stone or maybe even coral. It is quite considerable. It is about a mile away."
Oh, that's not very far.
No, we could get there pretty quickly. It seems like around it there is quite a lot of jagged rock. I would not feel comfortable bringing the ship particularly close, but I could get it a bit closer if you wanted to investigate. Though, frankly, to use a technical term, it gives me the heebie-jeebies and I don't want to go near it.
What do you guys think?
Do you think
Sorry.
do you think Odie can fly there without having to move the ship any closer?
I mean, a mile isn't very far in terms of a car or a boat, but I feel like if she has to fly there and fly back, it might be. And I wouldn't necessarily want her to go on her own.
Can I generate a light strong enough, like to be seen through the fog? With, I don't know, with this or with this?
Well, we sort of know where it is now, so
Um,
is that necessary?
If I'm a giant owl, someone could probably go on my back.
That's true.
Um,
No, too big.
dancing lights, Alan, would probably it would extend your vision a little bit, but it would only extend kind of as far as you can send the lights.
It's more to Odie to see us when she's coming back than like to be like a how do you call it?
Like a beacon.
A lighthouse, yeah.
Lighthouse, yeah.
The ship itself has plenty of lanterns on it. Like it will be pretty visible.
Okay. So I'm not worrying, so it's up to you if you want to fly there. I mean, if it's a natural construction, I'm not really into that. I would, yeah, it's up to you.
Do you want to come with us? Because we could always get Vixen to try and cast fly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staying. I'm just too big to be going.
I mean, if we're all going, I'm going, but
I mean, we're not all going. Vixen will want to stay. Alicia wants to stay. So it's 50-50. It's up to you.
You can cast. Can you cast fly on yourself?
You can, but he doesn't have the spell. He has to copy it.
yeah, I have not seen that.
Wait, no. If I make myself a giant owl, then you can mimic it, so you can become another owl.
No, because technically wild shape is not a spell.
It's a mimic form, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Well,
But
yeah,
you can just.
you can go. I don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah, that's okay. If there's gold there,
Bring me some.
yeah, we'll have to split it.
Okay.
Okay. So the ship kind of turns its heading slightly. It gets to the point where as the ship kind of moves more in the direction of this large structure, you can see kind of smaller kind of outcroppings of rock and coral kind of like poking out to either side of the boat. It slows very much to the point where the navigator is kind of like just kind of inching the wheel in like one direction or the other to try and kind of like slowly navigate around these until it gets to the point where the captain just kind of like holds up a closed fist and the boat kind of gently drifts to a relative stop, and she drops the anchor and she says, "This is as close as I can get the boat without putting all of us in significant danger. So
Okay.
good luck and try not to die. If you find anything interesting, bring it back and let's have a look."
Okay.
Okay.
You ready, Odie?
I'm an owl. There we go. Now an owl.
So can you understand me in owl form? And follow-up
Yeah.
question, can I understand you in owl form?
Oh, good question. Can?
Odie can understand you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because when I was a bird, when we went to get my stuff, I couldn't communicate with you, but you could communicate
Oh, yeah,
with
that's
me.
true.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
She can make owl noises, but she can't.
Woo!
Yeah. But you can communicate with her and she understands.
Okay.
We'll do it through pitch.
We
Ask
can do
me
it
yes
through...
or no questions.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and yes is one hoot, no is two hoots.
Hoot hoot.
Okay, anyway, so I want to sit on Odie's back in such a position that I can have my dagger drawn but also not fall off.
That would be on my shoulders, wouldn't it?
I don't know. Like, or maybe have like one drawn and holding on with the other, but like in a way that I can get my weapon easily.
Yeah. Having one drawn and holding on is like that's
Probably
that's
better.
fine, that's easy.
Yeah.
If you wanted to have both drawn and be like holding your daggers like I'm about to swoop down on a mother, then you're gonna need to do like a dex check at least to like
Okay,
hold on.
so before we take off, I'm going to do a dex check to see if I can sit on your back with both my daggers drawn. If this fails, I would just hold on with one and have one drawn.
Okay, yeah, do a dex
So
check.
just a straight up dex check.
Yep.
Oh dear. Okay, I'll have one drawn and I will hold on with one hand.
Cool. So yeah, Odie, you take off and following kind of a line of these smaller outcroppings that seem to go kind of like larger and larger as you get closer to this this tower. Eventually, kind of looming out of the fog in front of you, you can see the tower structure itself. It does appear to be largely like the captain described. It appears to be made mainly of kind of it looks like it's a stone pillar, but it looks like it maybe is encrusted in kind of barnacles or coral. You can see that there are small kind of bioluminescent clusters of coral on various different points on the outside of it. But as you kind of like fly up to kind of reach the top of this tower, you can see the top of it has been like is like smooth and flat, almost like someone's come along and like chopped off like the top portion of it to make like a platform on the top of it.
Can we see anything on the platform?
You can see as you get closer, there appears to be the beginning of a staircase that seems to be descending.
I think we should land on it and see where the staircase goes.
Hoot!
Cool.
Okay. When you guys land atop it, the staircase, as you're kind of looking at it, seems to be in very good condition. Like you would expect a certain amount of kind of wear and tear or erosion from the water and the rain, but it seems to be in fairly good condition. Like almost as if kind of like this was carved like yesterday. Yes.
I'm presuming I've transformed back now.
No, because you only get to do it once a day, don't you?
He gets it twice.
Oh,
Twice. It's fine.
okay, that's good. Yeah, I'd rather have you as a person.
That's nice.
So yeah.
Mainly so I don't get my ass handed to me, but also because I like you.
Yay.
Can I see any signs of people or hear anything coming from the staircase?
Make a perception check.
Have you guys seen that show on Netflix?
I have produced flame so I could provide a light if it's dark.
Let's see. Like if we sneak down a few stairs and then like listen again maybe and see what we can hear.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything beyond kind of the sound of the storm. It's very difficult to get kind of a sense. And if you start kind of descending the staircase, then you just kind of get like the echoey distant sound of the like rumbling thunder and the lightning.
Okay. I will draw another dagger and tell Odie to make sure that she's prepared and check she's okay to go and have a look.
Cool.
Okay.
I will do that. I'll draw my scimitar.
Cool.
Okay.
Scimitars are good. Yeah. If you at any point don't want to continue, then tell me because I don't want to go into this place on my own.
That is absolutely fair enough.
Okay.
So we will continue to creep down the stairs.
Okay. You continue down the stairs. would you like to make a stealth check for me, please?
Probably going
Nice.
to be absolutely terrible, knowing me.
Please don't be terrible.
It is
Sneaky
terrible.
like, oh.
Okay.
I hate me.
I
Kada,
hate you a bit too.
you are the
That's
knight.
okay.
You are shadow incarnate. You
Yep.
are invisible, unseeable, intangible. Odie, you fall down the stairs.
Because of course she does.
Um,
Can I just like, I don't know if we get to the bottom of the stairs or not, but can I avoid her falling down the stairs and just like step sideways into a shadow so that I'm still like,
Yeah.
sneaky, just in case?
yeah.
You're my friend too.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
Yeah. Kada, you're still like invisible. You just kind of watch as just kind of like. I'm picturing. Oh, I can't remember which cartoon. It might be a Simpsons one where like Homer is falling downstairs and it's just like. It's just like the loudest sound. Odie, roll a d6 for me, please.
Oh lord.
Oh, please don't. I swear to God.
Okay, you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Of course I do.
Okay.
I genuinely think at this point Odie has dealt more damage to herself than I have dealt to Odie this campaign.
I think so.
Literally, I don't think anyone has hit me. I've
Kada
done it
has.
to myself.
Oh yeah, Kada has. Kada's done a frick ton of damage to you.
Oh, dear. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
From the practice.
Okay. Cal, what are we looking at?
Okay. So Odie, when you finally kind of come to a stop at the bottom of this spiral staircase, you can see it is kind of dimly lit. There appears to be a small kind of a small kind of brazier in the center of the room that you reach at the bottom. You can hear kind of the echoing sound of kind of drips of water. You can still faintly hear the sound of the storm outside, but you seem to be in a space which is fairly warm. On the inside of this this chamber at the bottom, you can see the walls are covered in carvings. It appears to be some kind of like artistic depiction, and it appears to show a large number of kind of lobster-like entities. They all appear to be kind of in kind of like almost bowing before a larger entity that appears to be the kind of central point of this carving. And this entity appears to be mostly humanoid, wearing long flowing robes, but the head portion looks to have kind of tentacles sprouting out from the bottom of the face.
Oh.
Let's go solo. Okay. Can I just take a quick gander around and check that I can't see any people or weapons or traps or anything that could possibly harm us?
Make an investigation check.
Both of us, or just?
I'll say
I'm
just
looking
Kada.
around, so
Kada's
yeah.
looking around. You're lying on the floor thinking, "Ow."
I'm just lying on the floor thinking, why am I like this?
Okay. So your investigation check doesn't yield any traps or anything of that kind, but you do notice that on the carving there appears to be a couple of points where it seems to be kind of like small circular holes. and they don't seem to be kind of points that have been chipped away accidentally. You assume there is some kind of mechanism, something that you should place in these recesses.
How many of them are there?
There are 2. There is one that's basically in the palm of each hand of this kind of the large central figure. It has its hands kind of out like this.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one in the center of each
Is
palm.
it like the thing from Pan's Labyrinth where it has eyes?
No, it's just the hand.
Okay. First things first, can I use some of that paper and stuff that we got on the other ship to take a rubbing of the deity?
Sure. Easy enough to do.
Odie, have you got any daggers?
What an excellent question.
Or small blades of some sort?
I have a shovel.
That's not a small blade of some sort.
Well, it's either that or the scimitar.
Okay. I will hand her my spear and pull out my dagger, but not my dagger bracket oranges.
Mm-hmm.
And say, put this in that hole at the same time that I put this in this hole. Giggity.
Guys, I have a torch.
Cool.
I could have been using it this whole time.
I mean,
It
you
wouldn't
don't
have
really
done
need
anything
it.
in the fog.
You both
Yeah.
have dark
Okay.
vision. Like, you're both,
Yeah.
like... You can both see fine.
We're
Okay,
fine.
Phil.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Does the spear fit in the hole?
It does.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, stab.
Okay.
Boosh.
The 2 of you manage to place the dagger and the spear respectively into the holes. And there is a second where you hear a slight click, and then nothing happens.
Oh. Do we need to rotate it or something?
Yeah, we could try that.
Okay.
Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, turn to the left.
I'm turning to the left, Cal.
Okay. As you start turning them, they do turn, and you can
Ooh.
hear what sounds like more mechanical clicking. Until eventually you reach a point where it stops turning for both of you.
Now push.
You cannot push them any further in.
No, I meant like the bit that turned. Push it.
Okay. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay. That's what all my video game experience is telling me to do. We've turned it.
Should we remove it?
Yeah, can we pull it out?
Yep. You pull them both out, and you can see the portions that had previously turned to the left now turn to the right, but turn further, completing basically a full circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear a kind of like a slow kind of grinding stone sound as the carving that's in front of you begins to split down the middle. It's got kind of like an outline around the central deity. So the deity remains kind of like fully intact, but like one side goes off to the left and one side goes off to the right. And behind it, you can see what looks to be a wooden chest.
Okay, don't touch it for a second. Just hang on. Are there any windows or anything down here, or do we have to go back up the stairs to get out?
You have to go back up the stairs.
Okay. Can I see in this little chamber and look around the chest and see if there are any traps?
Make an investigation check.
Me as well?
Oh dear.
You
Yes,
can
please.
check as well, Odie, yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So, I'll. I don't want to take this as like a moment away from you, Kada. But I'll posit a suggestion. You can take it if you like. You just kind of get dollar signs in your eyes. You're
Yeah.
just kind of like,
that's kind of how I'm
stuff.
feeling.
yeah. So the thought does occur to you idly in the back of your brain. I should probably check for traps, but you start going for it.
Kaida, stop it.
OD,
No.
you manage to stop her just as she's about to step on a tripwire.
Yeah, Kada. Look who's the dumb one now. Yeah. Anyway,
All
do I
right.
see any other forms of trappage?
Nope, it's just this tripwire.
Sweet.
So presumably, I can cut it with my dagger, and it will become not a trap. Because normally with tripwires, if you pull them out, it's a thing, right? So if you cut it, it's okay.
Yeah, presumably.
I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna cut it. We're just gonna step over it.
That's a more sensible decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys can see the chest in front of you. It appears to have a metal lock on it. But the lock itself seems to be very, very like badly rusted. You get the sense that this chest has been here for a long time.
Can I just grab one of my daggers and turn it upside down and smack it and try and break the lock?
Make a strength check for me, please.
Oh lord.
Okay. You hit it, and you sense that the lock itself has taken some damage from it, but it hasn't properly like whacked the chest open.
What if
To be honest, I can probably pick it, but it'll take some time, so I just wondered if there was a quicker way.
what if is the chest made of wood?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to think if I did produce flame and I tried to melt the lock.
You'd
Melt
probably
it
burn the
off.
chest and whatever's in it.
Yeah,
before
that's
you
what I
hook
was
it.
thinking.
Can I just pick it then?
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check, please.
But I have proficiency with the tools.
Yeah, which is what allows you to use a sleight of hand check to do this.
Oh, okay, got it.
So yeah,
With advantage, presumably.
you don't need it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet.
The lock itself, once you get down to kind of like picking it, the solid whack that you gave it broke off a lot of kind of the exterior rust to the point where you're able to kind of like, after like maybe a minute or so, you're able to get it so that the lock just kind of springs open of its own accord.
Nice.
So yeah, the chest lies unlocked in front of you both.
Do you want to join me, Odie? We can do it together.
Teamwork can make a dream work. Yes.
Grab the other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wait. I'm gonna open it and then like tuck to the floor.
Okay.
I don't do that because I don't think about that.
Okay.
I've already done a trap.
You guys throw open this chest, and we kind of like zoom in kind of on the chest itself, kind of looking down on it, and that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Oh!
A giant lobster appears.
No!
Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, guys. It's fun to get back into this episode, and looking forward to seeing where we go with this next time. So, just to say, as always, we are presented by and in association with Horsham Gamers. We are a local group, cover the whole range of gaming through from tabletop roleplay stuff like this through board games, esports, competitive gaming, anything you can think of. If it's to do with gaming or nerd culture, we're into it too, and we would love to meet some more of you. You can find us at all of the social links down below. just look for Horsham Gamers on Discord or Twitter or Facebook, and you'll be able to find us, and you'll be able to get involved in some of the amazing stuff that we've got going on in our community at the moment. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and thank you to my players for playing, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.